Boom, ba doom, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, still banging that. Still banging that. Yo, man, the new Bad Boy. That film is out. I gotta go see it in the movies. Probably that's what I do on Friday. Treat myself. Yo, it's us. We back in the building, and we just got done talking about Mike Tomlin. He got a 3-year extension, and he got crazy bread on top of it. Shout out to him. Um, got to switch going from the National Football League to the association. And this is a segment I call Get Off My Celtic. Why is the media trying to discredit Jayson Tatum? I don't know, because what I'm looking at on TV and what paid liars are spewing, it's not matching up. Now, if you have ears and you've been listening to NBA playoff ESPN, God goodness, which is trash, they're trying to do a hit job on Jayson Tatum, and I don't understand why that is. I just don't get it. As much as people say, well, we don't want the big three, we want to go ahead and see a good team game, we want guys to get involved. And then when you have someone like Jayson Tatum who is taking what the defense is giving them, and he's still able to create these ridiculous numbers, and it's a model of consistency. That's one thing I don't get. It's consistency. It's not a one night flash. I can only do this at home. I can't do this on the road. This dude is doing this constantly. Constantly. And then I see him talk about guys like Kristaps Porzingis, him being the secret weapon. He ain't the secret weapon. He ain't the secret weapon of shit. He's now probable because of some injury. He's the secret weapon. He didn't last 4 or 5 years in New York. He only made it 3. They shipped him to Dallas. They figured out he wasn't the weapon then. Then they shipped him to the Wizards. Understand this. If Kristaps Porzingis, the alleged, grape with a silent G, is the alleged sexual assault, if that dude was really like that, if Boston didn't bite and take him off a wire, he would not be in the league, or he would be playing for a destitute team somewhere. So you can't sit up here and sell me that show. I'm not going for it. He can't guard anybody. He's not even averaging 10 rebounds on that team. And he's 7'2". Let's just stop it with the crazy. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Guy, he got there for Dallas for 3 years, and he didn't do Dickie McGee's acts. Now y'all gonna sit up here and tell me somehow that this dude is a secret weapon. Man, if you don't get out of my face, the disrespect of Jayson Tatum is lunacy and just straight out fiction. You do understand Kristaps Porzingis only played in 2 playoff games. That was in the NBA Finals. His services were not needed to beat Cleveland. Come on now. He could have got some run, but he got hurt at the end of his run. And if the Celtics didn't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, he wouldn't have played. So we got to be real about what we're talking about here. In that Cleveland series, like I alluded to, Jayson Tatum, he had a double-double in that territory, 3 out of the 4 games. So they gave him that gentleman's 4-piece nugget. And also, he was in a double-double land 3 out of the 4 games. And when people say double-double, they're looking at points, they're looking at rebounds, they're looking at assists. Now, let's just be honest. Jayson Tatum comes up on a scouting report. People look at Jayson Tatum's game and say, okay, well, we're going to defend him this way. We're going to defend him that way. Who the hell makes out a scouting report for Kristaps Porzingis? Come on, bro. He's going to get his. Somehow, some way. We can live with that. But we can't let the silent assassin get in there and do his deal. I just don't get it. And he don't get no love. The Indiana series, again, 3 out of the 4, double. That's a model of consistency. That's a model of consistency. And then with this NBA Finals, they've only played 2 games. Now, game 3 is tonight in Dallas. And he's already got 2 games where he's got double figures already. So he's living in double land. However, they will tell you Jayson Tatum is shooting 27%. They will say, oh, he's having a bad series. No, sometimes shots don't fall. But then you have to say, how can I affect the game differently? I can get out in transition. I can have my defense show up. I can go ahead and get my steals together. I can go ahead and have, the assist up. There's always different ways to affect a game other than scoring. And it's not stat stuffing. If I'm a guy, and he's not a high volume shooter, I think when you look at these games and you look at game 1, you want to say, oh, well, I don't think that he did his thing. And you have somebody like Kristaps Porzingis. He did turn the tide, and he made. Well, you want to know Jayson Tatum's game 1. Game 1 against Dallas, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. That's a double-double. That's a double-double. Then you have, now, granted, field goals, he only took 16 shots. But if everybody else is on fire, why am I going to disrupt the offense and not play with what the defense is giving me? Why am I shooting myself in the foot? Game 2, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists. He almost had a triple-double there. If you're looking at Jayson Tatum, he's not taking more than 26 shots a game. And that's a rarity that he's up that high, taking 26 shots a game. He's only done that twice in this whole playoff run. He did it against Indiana in game 1. And he did it in game 4 in Indy. That's the only time he's taken 26 shots. He takes around 22 to 23 shots. And so if he's around that 22, 23 shot area and he's making 11 and 12 shots, out of that 26 he's taking, he's on fire. But him doing this consistently, just showing out and not getting the props that he deserves, I just don't know where we go with that. I just don't know. And when you sit here and you say, oh, well, if I have just one good game, how does that affect everybody else? Well, you look at the whole series as a whole. When you get down to Luka Donut, who don't run the floor at all, and he's just out here running his mouth, sometimes you get, like I said, held prisoners of the moment. And when you hold prisoners of the moment, you look at it and you say, oh, wow, how is this a thing? Because Jaylen Brown, in that first game in Boston, Jaylen Brown, he had 22 points. Kristaps Porzingis only had 20 points. But they would lead you to believe this dude was such a massive piece. This dude was so masterful. He was ahead of his time. Really? Really? The dude had 6 rebounds. He had 6 rebounds. You know who their leading rebounder on that team was? Jayson Tatum. He had 11. Again, if we can sit here and honestly look at why everybody is coming down on this dude, I have no clue. I don't know what a bad game is. Because you keep saying that these dudes are having bad games, but if you look around and you're saying, wait a minute, this dude is in double land and they're getting the victories. How is this a bad game? And I know what they're doing. They're trying to create this, oh, if we can just get a Luka out there. Luka Donut can't guard the chair I'm sitting in. And I keep referring to him as Luka Donut because he's stat stuffing. That dude takes almost 30 shots a game. And if you're going to take 30 shots a game, Kyrie's going to take about 25, 26 shots a game. Dallas only takes 84 shots in a game. How's PJ Washington supposed to stay hot, supposed to stay in rhythm? Again, that's why we call it what it is. And for the record, Drew Holiday is a great basketball player. I'm not going to take anything away from Drew. He's crafty. He's understanding how to guard Kyrie Irving. And I'll go right into my Game 3 breakdown later on. But as for right now, man, in the great words of Jayson Tatum, man, get off my Celtic, bruh. This is Big Vern. I'll be back.